Hello, everyone. We're back once again. The homies returning. We finally watched a movie for the first time in like 6 months.
That's
relevant. Bert's
relevant.
watched movies, but we finally both watched the same one.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Watched Thunderbolts.
Yeah, we watched Thunderbolts. Here's the thing, though. Even from the trailers, right, seeing... What was the one before this? It was Thunderbolts, Captain America, and Fantastic Four. I was always like, why does Thunderbolts look good? Like, that one looks better than Captain America.
Yeah, no, it definitely was better than Captain America.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it wasn't, like, amazing, but, you know, it was good. It was a solid flick. One
thing that was kind of annoying is that you needed to see a bunch of other stuff to really understand everything in this movie. Like, you definitely need to see the Black Widow movie.
No, I would say the most important one is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You think?
Yeah, because Bucky and the U.S. agent are in this.
That's true.
Black Widow, you can kind of get... I guess Black Widow also brings in two characters as well.
They bring in Hopper.
Three, really, because you have Red Guardian, you have Yelena, and you have Taskmaster. I still think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is more important, though, because that kind of, like, is more of the setting.
Yeah, I think it gives more context to, like, the political, quote-unquote.
But those are the two big ones, Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow. Other things that would help, Ant-Man 2 is a little bit helpful, but you don't really need it. I think that one you could do without. Like,
yeah, it just is like the villain.
Yeah. That's really it, I think. Those three things.
Yeah, from what I can remember.
There's like a brief reference to Captain America, the last one, but again, like, you could pretty much see the trailer and that's all you need. They're just like, the president turned red, you know?
Yeah, it's very brief. But it's one of those things because we saw it with someone that didn't see any of the movies and they were confused.
Yeah. I don't know. I really liked it. I think it's one of the better ones of recent times.
No, I agree.
I would say, like, back when Marvel was in its peak, this would be a mid-level one.
Yeah, this would be like, yeah.
Which is pretty good, Marvel. You know?
Especially for what we've been getting recently.
It's like, you know, maybe Iron Man 2, a little better than Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
In that kind of ballpark. I thought it was really funny. Like, I thought pretty much every joke, I was like, nice, you know?
Yeah, I was definitely chuckling a lot.
Like, it wasn't those normal Marvel jokes where you're like,
oh,
you know.
Come on.
Yeah, but, like, there was one moment, this shit was so funny to me. It's near the end of the movie where, like, Yelena gets, like, pissed at the team and she's, like, dog shitting on everyone. And then, what's his name? John, right? U.S. agent, his name's John. John's like, all right, calm down. And then she's like, and you? And he's like, oh, it's my turn now? And then she goes, I don't need to call you trash. You already know it and your family does too. And he goes, God damn.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It was funny how he reacted. He was like, God.
He, like, wasn't mad or anything. He just goes, God damn. Jesus Christ. No, he says, Jesus Christ, I think. It was funny though. I was like, that's really funny. The relationship between pretty much every character is good. Like, I love the John and Yelena. I love the Red Guardian and John. I love Red Guardian and Yelena.
Yeah, they annoy each other, but they also kind of like each other.
Yeah, it's very fun. Ghost is probably the weakest one of the team, but not in terms of strength, but like in terms of like fun to like hear, but she's still not bad. I actually liked her more than I thought, like, because I totally forgot she existed in Ant-Man until this movie, and in this movie I was like, yeah, she wasn't bad at all. Like, she was good, you know. She wasn't my favorite, but like the team is like, I really like all the other characters is the thing, you know.
Yeah, all the characters were really good. Like, they were all very likable.
Yeah. I think the
In their
movie
own
started
ways.
out a little bit stronger and like died off towards the end. Like in the beginning when they're escaping that like vault, I thought that was so good. I was like, this movie is really good at that point, I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
like
it was
long story short, they're all assassins, right? Doing dirty work for Valentina, and she just like sets them all up so they all kill each other and die because they're like the last
She's
link,
trying to like
you know?
cover her tracks, but she's being investigated.
Yeah, but they realize it right after capping Taskmasters in the movie for like 2 minutes, which was pretty funny. Then they're like, wait a minute, we don't need to be fighting. She hates all of us. And then they like team up, but because they have to, they don't want to like break out of this underground vault. And I just thought it was so like fun to watch that, you know, like from
cool
the minute
watching.
they teamed, pretty much from the minute to vault until they all escaped. Like that was great nonstop the whole time.
Yeah. It was kind of cool watching like a reverse heist in a way too. Like normally you're
Yeah.
trying to break out of the secure vault or breaking into the secure vault, and now they're trying to break out of it.
Yeah, that was true. Like there's just so much funny shit with John Walker. I feel like fucking the one I said, or when the one that's in the trailer where they're like shooting and he's like, stop.
Yeah. He seems like a guy.
He seems like a real person. He's, you know what I mean? Like, and I always liked him. Man, if he was here, who freaking abandons us all the time, if he was here, because I always say that I like John Walker is like my favorite character from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and everyone's always like, no. Hey, I just like him more now. Like he's so funny.
I didn't actually see Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I don't really know much about him. You know, he just executed some person.
Yeah, well, he executed someone that killed his best friend.
Well, I mean, entirely invalid.
And also bombed a building.
Yeah, but Captain doesn't kill people.
Yeah, I mean, he probably should have done it in private. I guess technically that guy didn't bomb the building, but the group did, you know?
Yeah.
That guy was just like a grunt.
I'm not disagreeing with what he did, but it's like one of those things that you got to consider the public eye.
Yeah, maybe don't do it in town square.
Especially if you're in like Captain America's uniform, probably shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
At least in uniform, maybe out of uniform.
But like that whole show is kind of like weird to me because, at least for me, when I'm watching it, I'm always like, John's kind of just getting like shit on for being a normal dude, but like the show clearly wants you to think he's the bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
But the whole time, at least for me, I'm like, he's trying his best. Goddamn, guys, chill out.
I guess that makes him kind of redeemable now, especially because apparently they're part of the Avengers.
Yeah, so that's like the big reveal at the end is, I kind of saw that coming. Their Thunderbolts
With the
become the new
asterisks.
Avengers. Yeah. I think it's a weak ass Avengers team, but I'd like all the characters.
I do think it is. I think you don't even have like
They don't have any superpowers.
From the old team. They even said it themselves. All they do is punch and shoot guns or something like that.
They have 3 super soldiers.
Well, one of them, Ghost, kind of has powers.
Yeah, I guess she's the only one with real powers besides in like the super soldiers, but they literally have 3 super soldiers. They have Bucky, John, and Red Guardian.
Yeah.
3 super soldiers. Black Widow, that one is fair. That like matches to the old team. And I actually like her more than Natasha. I think she's more interesting.
Yeah, I find her character to be more complex.
She's probably not as strong, I would think. I don't actually know, but I would guess she's not.
Well, I mean, they went through the same
good.
training.
Yeah.
Had equal kills or near. Or at least they both had high kill counts.
Yeah, but Natasha had more experience with actual super people than Yelena.
Well, and to be fair, Natasha was there since day one.
Yeah.
Give her some time and she might be there.
Of like a direct replacement, she's one of the best for like Black Widow replacement. Like this is the new Black Widow. That's I'm totally fine with that. That's awesome. She's so cool.
Yeah, she is pretty cool. I liked her whole little rant when she was complaining to her dad.
Oh yeah, that was kind of sad.
Yeah, that was.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was like peak, but
No,
I do
it
think
wasn't
it was
anything
better than what's come
groundbreaking.
out recently.
Like I said earlier,
And
though,
I
I
would
think
probably rewatch it and not hate it.
yeah, I agree. But like I said earlier, I think that it gets weaker towards the end because like I just feel like the whole Bob thing, like they find Bob in the vault and he becomes basically Superman. Sentry is what they call him. I've never heard of that character until this movie, but I'm sure he's big in the comics, you know?
Yeah, I thought they were going to go for like Golden Adam or something, and I'm like, that wouldn't make sense.
He already exists in The Guardians.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Because especially because like when they first showed him, it looked like his costume was trying to like simulate that.
Oh, yeah, right. But here's the part where it gets confusing for me.
And they called it the Adam Project.
Yeah, here's the part where it gets confusing for me though. Like Bob as a character, I liked him, right? But I feel like once the focus switched from the team to Bob, which is what happens after they escape that vault, we don't really get much team stuff anymore, you know?
Yeah, we don't. It becomes like a movie about Bob.
Yeah,
at that point. Like, especially
the first half feels like it's building the team, and the second half feels like it's Bob and Yelena.
Yes.
Which, and it's not even done bad, but it's like I really wanted more of the team stuff, you know?
Yeah, once the team gets their ass handed to them by Bob, to me the movie like slows down.
Yeah, I agree. And then
But they kind of back themselves into a corner because like they showed probably the most overpowered like guy in a while we've seen on screen. And they're like, how the hell are we supposed to defeat this? I know.
Well,
Power of friendship.
He's just not going to be involved in anything unless it's like a huge event because he's the type of guy.
He seems unstable. He's like the Hulk.
Just by the movie went, and even in like the end credit scene, he doesn't want to use his powers because he can't control them, and he goes evil sometimes. So
yeah,
he's not going to
come with the good and the bad.
Yeah, so he's not going to pull them out unless it's like some kind of world-ending event. You know, that's like the explanation for why we won't see Bob in like solo movies. You know,
yeah,
Bob's a last resort type of thing.
I just think I don't know. One thing I don't like in movies is when they like portray a really strong villain, but then they don't really address the strength. They just somehow overcome it. That's
well,
just a personal gripe.
What I didn't like was I feel like they became close to Bob very quickly.
I feel like Bob betrayed them pretty quickly too, because it seems like when Bob first like showed up at this place, he was pretty concerned about the people he was with.
But I actually disagree with that because he didn't betray them. Because she was like, kill them, and he's like, no, you know?
Yeah, but he was full on willing to like hurt them for her.
He did try to talk to them at first. Like he was like, just listen, guys, don't do this. And then when they started attacking him, when he started attacking back.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially because at that point in the movie, he's like convinced he's a god. So I could see how you might be just like.
But wouldn't you also like using a different comparison? Like if like your friend were to betray you, I don't know how to word it, but I feel like it sort of is betrayal. But I'm probably just overthinking it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
But it's like he knew that she was trying to kill them.
Yes,
like
that
Bob
part
knew
I agree.
That she knew. Bob knew that she was trying to kill him, and he went to go work for her.
Well, I think what it really is just
I think he got manipulated.
He's mentally not stable, so like he's easily controlled, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm
or convinced of things.
He's swayed easily.
Yeah, but as far as the rest of the team. And honestly, even with all of them, like with the team itself, I can buy it a little more because they had like some more time with them and they had like a moment outside of the building after Bob kicked their ass. But like, I just feel like everyone bonded too quickly for the amount of time they spent together. You know,
and they didn't
like,
really know each other.
When I think about the original Avengers, right? they like fought together and were like okay with each other, but they weren't really friends until the end of the first Avengers movie, which I guess like this is kind of that too, but that's like way different because that was like a huge citywide battle and like a world-ending situation, whereas this is technically it is a citywide battle and a world-ending situation, kind of, but it's like they were close before that. It felt like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they had like already like a sort of friendship when they first saw each other, but they're just seeing each other.
Yeah,
especially with like, what's the Captain America's name? John.
Yeah,
like when him
John
and
Walker.
Elena were complaining about the lights. Like when he was like, "Come on, I have to do this always myself." It seems like he was like friendly with her in a way.
Like
my
my
problem
problem comes more
between them.
My main thing is the group hug at the end. It's like I don't feel like any of you care about each other. You know, like.
Oh yeah, when they're all hugging around Bob.
Yeah.
That part.
And they're like, Bob, it's gonna be okay. We're here for you. And I'm like, you guys met him yesterday, and you weren't even with him for half of the day.
Yeah. The only one I can see that made sense to was Elena.
Yeah, because she was like inside of his mind.
Yeah, well, they all were at the end.
Yeah, that's true. There was another funny moment where they're like all inside Bob's mind, and you have to like go through your nightmares and stuff. And then Bucky shows up, and they're like, "Bucky, you good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have a great past."
Yeah, completely fine.
Main thing is it's really funny. The action's decent. It just feels like the characters bond a little too fast, but like when they're not liking each other, it's awesome. Love it. I love the dynamic between characters. I love how Red Guardian's a huge Bucky fan. I love how Yelena and John Walker fight.
Yeah, I like how the Red Guardian is just all about like friendship and teamwork.
He's so funny.
That was his big thing.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm excited for the next movie now, which hasn't happened in a while. I think, what was the last good one before this? Maybe Spider-Man?
Deadpool?
It's been a while. Oh, Deadpool, yeah.
I think Deadpool. I think that was like the last time I was watching a Marvel movie, and I thought to myself, we're so back.
Yeah. I will say, though, that Fantastic Four looks decent.
I'm kind of excited.
It's not like Captain America, where when I was watching the trailers, I was like, I don't really feel interested in this. I like the
feeling Fantastic Four is giving off, like with its trailers and stuff.
They're definitely going to lose, though. They basically spoiled that in this movie with the end credits thing.
Yeah, they did. But I'm looking forward to watching their loss.
Yeah. I wonder how that's... I am looking forward to it, too. I'm hoping that they get like absolutely bodied. That's going to be so good, because sometimes you got to lose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun, I think. I'm excited for that movie. Was there any parts of this one that stuck out for you, though? Because for me, it's the escape of the vault. I felt like that was great. I almost wish that was the whole movie.
I feel like that was probably my favorite part, too.
The desert stuff wasn't bad either.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I really do think the vault was the best.
It's so
it was
fun
just
to
cool
watch.
Watching them all, especially like when they were climbing up the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Like it was
that
just
and
like,
the
it was
light
like the
part
dumb...
were my favorite parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. Really good.
You should go see it if you haven't.
Yeah. There's really not that much to say. Like there's nothing like mind blowing, but it's just really good characters is like the main point of it, you know?
Yeah, this movie definitely helps establish like relationships between characters for future movies.
Yeah, it's like a middle of the road in terms of plot for like the overarching movie, but like because the characters are so interesting to watch like interact with each other, it like carries it a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way of wording it.
Although Bob shadow realmed everyone at the end, which is kind of crazy.
I wonder if they'll talk about that, or they'll wait 5 years.
I wonder if you'll be watching Spider-Man or something and they'll be like, remember when we got shadow realmed? Crazy. Or Daredevil, you know?
Yeah. Imagine getting snapped and then getting shadow realmed.
Yeah, I think at that point you just move out of New York. I mean, I guess the snap wasn't New York specific, but imagine you live in New York, you've been in an alien invasion, and Shadow
multiple
Realms.
times.
You know, yeah, multiple alien invasions to New York.
I feel like
and you
after
got
the
Shadow
second
Realms.
one, after the second alien invasion, I'm leaving New York. I'm sorry. The first one is like a fluke, you know? But then the second one, you know what? Maybe I should move away from big cities.
Or at least move away from fucking superheroes, you know? Like, I don't want to live in... Do I want to live in a town with superheroes? I don't think so, because it's like...
I just wouldn't live in a metropolis. Like in any big city where superheroes are. Because you don't hear this superhero in Kansas. In like
yeah, it's
the middle
like the
of nowhere.
superheroes might be saving people, but, you know, freaking Palm Beach isn't getting attacked.
As Vision said it in Age of Ultron, I just rewatched that movie. Power attracts competition, or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that. But
So
yeah, the second alien invasion is when you move towns.
yeah, you're like, you know what? This ain't worth. Imagine the insurance. You think like they have to carry like alien insurance or something?
There's probably some kind of like superhero insurance or something in that world, you know?
I like to think of like there's like, you know, the commercial of
It's like, I need
the
Hulk
farmer's
insurance. Wait, yeah, that's another thing. Let's not forget Hulk destroyed half of New York one time too.
Yeah.
So now there's been Hulk attacked New York, 2 alien invasions in New York, and then there's also that time the government tried to nuke New York, and then New York got Shadow Realmed as well.
Didn't they go through a blackout too, or in a different show?
And let's not forget that time there was a vulture guy selling alien weapons in New York either.
Oh yeah, or a public ferry got split in half.
Yeah. Or well, I guess the Doctor Strange stuff was mostly different dimensions, so his stuff doesn't really affect New York.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget about the time there was a multi-dimensional villain invasion of New York too.
Oh yeah. I don't know, how could I have forgotten?
Yeah. When there was goblins and octopi running around the town.
Again, like why would you choose to live in New York?
Yeah, rent better be low these days if you've been alien invaded twice.
I know. Would you rather? Better than Gotham, though.
It is better than Gotham, yeah, because in Gotham, you just get
shot.
Yeah. Gotham, everyone's a criminal, even if they're not super. I don't know how people survive in Gotham.
I don't know, dude. A gun?
Yeah, you just don't go outside, I guess.
Well, you treat it like Minecraft. You don't go outside after sunset.
Mm-hmm. And then I haven't seen the Daredevil show, but that's all in New York, right?
Yeah, actually, that was a pretty good show.
Maybe I should check it out.
I don't remember if I finished it. I think I did.
But, yeah. To get to some news, because there is some big news, there was a new GTA trailer released. You see that? And then they delayed the game and announced the new date, May of next year.
Yep.
I saw that coming. I didn't expect it to come out this year. I think I've said that a few times.
You did. I was like half expecting it to get delayed, but kind of like, maybe it will. Like, maybe I'll be wrong.
Right.
I wasn't.
The trailer seemed fine. I think I liked the first trailer a little more, but this one's definitely better graphically. Like, the graphics are wild in that trailer.
Dude, I'm going to need to build a whole new computer to run this game.
That's what I'm doing. I'm waiting, because it'll probably come out a year after the initial release date on PC. So that means I got, 2 years from now until I need to build a PC. So I'm just going to keep my current one for like year and a half-ish and then rebuild. At that point, my PC will be like 8 years old anyways. So kind of works out.
Mine's getting there. Mine's like probably 4, 5 years old.
Right.
At least my CPU. My GPU is relatively new still.
So
I'm still on DDR4.
I'm on DDR4 as well. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm on DDR5. What the hell? DDR6 exists, right?
I don't think so. At least
No, then I'm on 4. Then I'm on 4. Never mind. Yeah, I'm on DDR4.
Not for desktop RAM. I'm sure for a GPU RAM.
But it's exciting. I mean, it looks good. We got to see like the other main character, the guy, instead of the girl. He looks fine. They had like this thing on their website where they showed a bunch of different locations. Everything looked super cool. I've seen some videos. I don't know how true it is, but people are like, this confirms these mini games. You know how like GTA 5 had like darts and golf and stuff. I don't know if it confirms them, but there's it's possible. Yeah, it seems like they might have some like mini golf and pool and stuff like that.
I find it hard that they wouldn't have that in there, especially if they had it in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll have some, but like people are saying they're gonna have everything from all the GTAs as far as mini games, because like some of them don't carry over. Like one GTA had pool, one of them had like weightlifting, stuff like that.
Wild.
I'm sure that they'll expand on the hunting from Red Dead, because like the Everglades feels like a great hunting location, you know?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to explore the map. I feel like that'd be a fun map to look around in, more so than Los Santos.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see like something of a place I know. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah, like
you
I'm
can
looking
be
forward
like,
to
oh shit, that is kind of what it's like.
Like I was looking at the map, or like the maps that exist online,
right?
And like the road I take to go to and from school is in the game.
Yeah,
so I'm totally gonna be driving down it and being like, damn, this might be pretty accurate.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be like shorter distances because you're not trying to drive 2 hours in a game. But like,
there's some big landmarks that you can expect, or I'm expecting to see.
Right. That's cool.
Like there's some interchanges and stuff that would be kind of cool if they made it in.
Yeah. I am excited for GTA, but it's not close enough to feel real yet, you know? So I see the stuff and I'm like, that looks good, and then I forget about it. You know what I mean?
I think I'm excited for summer when you're still in school. It's too far away to get actually excited about.
Yeah, exactly. But it does look good. Graphically, it's the best game I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah, I kind of expect it from them, though.
I mean, because in my mind, Red Dead is still the best game I've ever seen, and that thing's 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, honestly, though, I've been playing Oblivion Remastered lately. Game's pretty as hell.
I do love Oblivion. I haven't played the remaster, though.
One of my favorite things I've done, just because I just was astonished by the map, was I started in the mountains, and I followed some river systems north or south.
Right.
Just to see how they all like formed and came together.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like the map feels very real in a way.
Yeah. I'm excited. I am definitely excited. The other news. Have you seen any other gaming news? Sorry, say what you were going to say first.
I was just going to say, I have like 22 hours in the game, and I have done like maybe 4 main story quests.
Yeah. It's a great game. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm still on the Killing Floor grind. Speaking of Killing Floor, though, they recently had a panel about Killing Floor 3 and showed some new stuff and announced the new release date. And it looks better. It looks a lot better. The animations aren't dog shit anymore. The maps are looking better. A lot of it is looking better. It's still not looking amazing, but it looks like it's going to be the type of thing where it will probably be good a few months after launch instead of like this game's just fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of like No Man's Sky. But a shorter time frame.
Yeah, probably. And like they all the things they were saying, I was like, okay, I like what they're saying. You know? So it seemed good. Seemed like good news. Improvements are made. I still don't think it's going to be like amazing when it comes out. I think it'll kind of be middle of the road, but at least I'm now like feeling, okay, well, there's a chance that it gets better. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll buy it 6 months or so after.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only thing that sucks about that is I know that everyone that I play Killing Floor 2 with will probably hop onto Killing Floor 3 for a week or two, be like, 2's better, hop back, and then
never want to touch
3 again. Yeah. So then, which is like the toxic part about fucking people, not like, why? Just fucking wait, you know, make it better. Don't put it out.
Yeah, because first impressions matter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's unfortunate, but, you know, maybe it'll get there eventually. I don't think we've talked about it on this pod, though. Have you, the Xbox price increases?
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're putting up all their games and consoles. Even like already released stuff is wild.
You won't. I'm not really surprised. Every company is raising prices nowadays. The second Nintendo did it, I know every other company is going to do it.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny. There was someone asked because there was like a Borderlands showcase recently for Borderlands 4. Someone was like, "So what's going to be the price of the game?" And they just said, "I don't know." So everyone's like, "It's going to be $100. We're fucked."
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough.
Video game greed.
I know this won't happen, but imagine if GTA came out at $60. Like how people would react when a game's $100. They're like, "You really think you're worth more than GTA 6? You're crazy." Like that was like the only way it could be stopped, I think, you know?
Yeah. Some god like Elden Ring equivalents would have to come out priced at 60.
Mm-hmm.
And then people would other game developers will come out being like, "This isn't the standard. Don't expect this."
Yeah. That is what happened with Baldur's Gate. Remember Baldur's Gate came out, it was 60, and they're like, "We have no in-game purchases or microtransactions," and people are like, "That is not the standard. You should not raise the genre to that bar." You remember, like, everyone was shitting on them. They're like, "This is an unreasonable expectation."
I did.
But they're a smaller company. If, like, Rockstar did it, I feel like it'd be, like, a huge deal.
Probably. It would probably shake the industry.
But that would never happen. Rockstar loves money. It'll be like $100-$120 probably.
Probably not.
And we'll have to buy it twice. We will have to buy it twice is the sad part though, because I'm not going to wait a year to play the campaign. I'm going to buy it on probably Xbox
I'll wait
or
to start
something.
Online, but not the campaign. Well, online won't even be out.
Yeah, online won't even be out. It'll come to PC with online and then be full of hackers. You got to get in there day one so people fill your bank account before everything's patched.
I got you.
That's what happened to me.
You know what comes out tomorrow? The new Doom game.
Yeah, I think it's out already, or maybe it's like pre-orders have been able to start playing it, because I've seen people playing it on my Steam, and I've seen, like, apparently it's amazing. Like, I've heard nothing but this is God tier, you know?
That's cool, even though I haven't even played the other two games.
I never played the second one. I really need to play it, because I heard the second one's better than the first one, and I thought the first one was amazing, so...
Yeah, I should probably finish the first.
I'll start the second eventually, too. There's so much to play.
I know. Oblivion kind of has my attention right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Are there any other movies coming out soon? I don't even know.
I can't think of any. I'm trying to think. Final Destination.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Actually, Stitch or Lilo and Stitch soon, I think.
Yep. The new Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah, the new Karate Kid I do want to see, actually. That should be fun.
That looks interesting. That I can see.
Yeah, there's some good things, actually. You're right. Yeah, I agree with you.
Some anime movies, but I don't know much about those.
Like what?
Oh, where did it go? Dan, Evil Eye.
I don't know what that is. Oh, Demons. I have not watched any Demon Slayer, so.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
That's old. Kiki's Delivery Service?
Peppa Meets the Baby.
Have you never seen
Pig movie?
Have you never seen Kiki's Delivery Service?
No.
It's okay. I mean, like, animation-wise, it's amazing, but it's just like a girl delivering packages, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's good, but can be kind of boring, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the big three, you know? It's like Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I should really watch it. Oh, that one's going to be in the theater soon, too.
Which one?
Castle.
Yeah, there we go. Those are like legendary moves.
All right. Do we have anything else?
What'd you say?
Do we have anything else?
There was some news that I can't remember what it was, but I can figure it out right now. Let me open up my little notey pad. Unless you have a real life story of some kind.
Can't say I do.
All right, that's fine. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see what I got here.
Let's talk about Oblivion. My favorite encounter
delayed,
so far.
Borderlands 4, already got that. You go, and then I'll tell you after.
So I went to the arena at the Imperial City to try to earn some gold.
Yeah.
And I ended up encountering this guy called the Great Prince.
Okay.
and he sent me off on this whole journey to find out about where he came from, because he thought like he was like raised under the impression that he was like the bastard of a nobleman somewhere.
Sure.
So I go off and I find his where his father is, like where he came from, and it turns out his father's actually a vampire. So
Okay.
I report the news to him that he's actually not the son of a nobleman, but is indeed the son of a vampire, and it absolutely destroys this man's psyche. And
I think I
is
remember
like,
this one.
every time you go to talk to him, he's just like, just leave me alone. My whole life is a lie. Like, I'm better off dead. So
Damn.
then I felt bad. So then I just kept doing the arena stuff. So that guy, the Great Prince, is actually the champion of the arena.
Right.
So eventually, when I make my way to the top, I have to fight this guy. So when I go fight him, he hits me once, and then I hit him back, and he just stops hitting, and he's like, just kill me.
Just killed me.
So he just doesn't fight back. So I just stand there for a bit waiting to see if anything happens, and nothing happens.
You're just like looking around the crowd. You're like, is this cool, guys? Like,
yeah, like I shoot a spell at him, nothing happens. The crowd starts cheering. He's just standing there. So I finished the job.
Oh my
I felt
God.
so bad. But at least now he's in peace.
That's so funny. That's hilarious, actually. Okay. Damn, this is going to be a shorter episode. We don't have much to say, even though we actually watched a movie this time. It's kind of crazy, but I got my last thing. Hopefully it gets us at least over the 40-minute mark. But there was like this big thing recently where like Nintendo updated their like user agreement. And like in there, it's like they have the ability to brick your Switch if you like break it now, so that your entire console is useless.
Yeah, if you try to jailbreak it, they can just break your console.
Yeah. Everyone's pissed about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I knew what a lot of people say in retaliation to that.
What?
If buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing.
I always think that one's dumb though, because it's like, I agree, like if they're gonna fuck you like that, that sucks, but it's not like the problem is like there are some people that don't like pirating indie games, you know, like that's fucked.
Yeah. Well, there was this indie game developer actually that was talking about piracy because someone online was like your game got cracked day one.
Yeah.
And the developer was pretty much like, if you can't afford to pay for my game, I'd rather you pirate it, so at least you get to enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
But if you can pay for it, pay for it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, please, I need money.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah. I don't think I've pirated anything ever.
I just think it kind of stinks if like you can't, like there's a lot of games, especially older games, that would be fun to play, but you can't buy them anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nowhere to buy them, and then companies that made them don't support them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, is it really pirating if you're trying to bring support to a dead game, especially if you already bought the game?
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Because like what happens too a lot of the times is that games will shut down online support, and then people will like crack the game and like reverse engineer the servers to get the game working again.
Yeah, that happened
And
to
then the
Halo
company-
2, I think.
Yeah, and then the company will hit the modders with the cease and desist.
Yeah, those suck when they don't even have plans to do anything anyways.
Yeah, like Nintendo does that all the time.
Like, there's a big one right now because of the Oblivion remake. For the last, like, 10 years, there's been this, like, modded project called Skyblivion, where someone's been making all of Oblivion inside of Skyrim's engine. I'm sure people don't really give a shit about that now that there's an Oblivion remaster, but I wonder if they're going to get hit with something too now, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's very possible.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to
especially
see.
Especially with software and stuff. It's such a finicky thing. 'Cause I feel like people will, like, if you pay for a license for, especially just like in the real world, if I go out to Target and I buy a movie on a disc, I own that disc forever. Like, there's nothing that can happen that
Unless
can take that disc away from me.
It's not like they
short of them coming to my house and stealing
breaking
it.
it. Imagine you burn the disc onto another disc so someone's allowed to break into your house and take it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine if that, like, we applied that same thing with, like, physical media and digital media.
Yeah.
There's like it's so all too common nowadays. Like it's happened more than once where you hear of a streaming service that like
they get
like,
rid of your movies or something, yeah.
And they get rid of your movies and they don't even refund your money.
I think the real problem here is that the agreements can just change. Like if you bought something with
the fact that the company
if you bought something, you should like the rules of what you bought should be the rules of the agreement you were assigned to at that time. You know what I mean?
They're changing the terms of the sale after the sale.
Yeah.
That's like if I get like if you're buying a car from me and then we make an agreement that after you pay me and I give you the keys that I no longer own this car and you sign a contract stating that, but then 2 months later I change it and
I'm like, but if you speed, I get it back.
Yeah. And then I speed and then you show up at my house and you just fucking take my car. And legally, there's nothing I can do about that.
Like you accepted it. It's like, well, you changed it after I signed.
Yeah, or like I go into my car one day and some fucking wall of text pops up and it's like, read this before you turn on your engine. And it's like, oh shit, I'm late to work. I don't have time to read this.
Please accept your car's new details.
Yeah. There's like a thing about an episode of South Park about that. But it's kind of messed up that it's very common for like the terms and conditions to change after you purchase something.
Yeah, I agree.
It should almost be locked in at the time of purchase.
I mean, they should be able to change them, but anything regarding the purchase that you made before should like that specific item should be like under those details. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I should be grandfathered into the old rules.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I bought this is what I agreed to. So that's the rules we go by.
It's like in real life, if you move into a neighborhood and there's no HOA and suddenly there's an HOA, you don't have to join the HOA because you were there before them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the rules around you changed, but since you were there first, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. I think that pretty much wraps everything up, unless you got anything else to finish off.
No.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Sorry we didn't have much. Watch Thunderbolts. It's a good one.
Yeah, play Oblivion.
Watch the GTA trailer. Save up money because you'll need a few thousand once that game comes out, probably.
Between the PC and the actual game.
Yeah. Yeah, hit him with it, Bert.
Keep it salty.